Summer.
Summer. School's out. Time for fun in the sun.
Lounging on the beach, frolicking in the ocean,
Road trips.
canoeing in the lake.
Camping. Roasting marshmallows over a campfire. But summer isn't all about fun. This summer is certainly proving that.
Yeah.
For as far back as I can remember, though, summer has also been inseparably intertwined with horror. And we're going to explore that in this video. And we'll get a look at the work a few of our Patreon members submitted to our Summer Horror Challenge.
Yes.
So summer horror, as we define it,
Yeah.
is any horror movie or story or series or comic or cartoon that takes place specifically during the dog days of summer.
And there's a lot of them.
There's a ton.
We just rewatched a bunch to get ready for this video.
Yeah, do you have a favorite summer horror? You know what, if you're watching this video and you have a summer horror that you think doesn't get enough play, drop it in the comments.
Yeah.
We've watched a ton of these things, and we're always on the lookout. You know, since I went out to the lake to shoot that opening,
Yeah.
I have been in kind of a summer camp horror mood.
Yeah.
And so we watched a bunch of lakeside campground horror flicks. The Friday the 13th movies, watched about 4 of those. The Burning.
Right?
Jason Alexander plays a teenager in that one.
Yeah.
He looks 40, but I think he's supposed to be like 17.
We watched Mad Men the other day.
Yeah, Madman Mars started his monster career getting his nose chopped off. The killer in The Burning started his murder spree after he had been set on fire.
Yeah, most of these campground killers started off being mangled in
Yeah.
some horrible accident before going on a killing
Of
spree.
course, yes. Hurt people, Michelle.
Yeah.
You know that. Psych 101. Speaking of horrible accidents that create slasher movie monsters, we watched a movie that you had somehow missed. Sleepaway Camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did not see that ending coming.
All right, well, don't spoil it.
Okay.
The fact is, there are a ton of summer horror movies that take place in the woods, near a body of water. Even the Hatchet series as
yeah.
well, you know? Bloody Murder is another one I can think of. And I know there are others.
Right.
They're part of our collective subconscious. They teach us lessons.
That's one of the reasons I always feared summer camp.
Yeah, me too. I feel like just bugs did it for me. Bugs and public toilets. That was enough. But yeah, Horror by the Lake has convinced me we're never going camping.
I honestly had no expectations that you would even consider that.
Yeah, well, good instincts. Good instincts.
Thanks.
So to be clear, lakes are off limits.
Yeah.
But you know, piranha, that took place near a river,
Yeah.
genetically modified monster fish, so maybe rivers are also off limits. And reservoirs also. Not safe. If you've seen Cabin Fever, you know.
saw it.
Yeah.
Flesh-eating virus.
Flesh-eating virus.
But also the big one, the ocean.
Of course.
Jaws is like the prototype for summer horror blockbusters.
Yes, and notably, Jaws 4: The Revenge.
Yes.
Second best Michael Caine Christmas movie ever.
I
Shark eats a guy.
It's-
on Christmas Eve.
one of the more festive sequels.
It's very festive.
But we actually have tickets for Jaws
Yeah.
on the big screen in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I know.
You know, when Mrs. Kintner yells at Chief Brody, I want you to reach over and slap me
Done.
right in the face.
No problem.
Like, make it like a William Castle
Done and
experience.
done.
Wait, why were you so eager about that?
I'm excited.
Anyway, Jaws really got us both hooked on shark movies.
Hooked, yeah.
Yeah, and we've seen so many knockoff shark movies because of that.
We saw Deep Blue Sea in the theater.
Yeah. Was that the one with the Sam Jackson jump scare?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I know I saw 47 Meters Down in a theater and its sequel.
Right.
And I know we saw The Shallows, The Reef,
Yeah.
The Meg, and that's just ocean monsters.
Right.
You've seen Blood Beach.
It's a monster that lives under the sand.
Yeah.
You can't even get to the water.
Yeah, so bottom line, if we ever take a vacation, we just need to avoid basically all bodies of water.
I'm not even going to complain because there's zero chance we're going to take a vacation anyway.
Again, good instincts. The reason I'm making my monster in 2 parts, by the way,
Yeah.
has nothing to do with any sort of design ethic. It's just that we bake our clay in a junky old workshop oven that's barely big enough for my fists.
Yes.
So compromises have to be made.
I get that. This is one of the tiniest little figures I've ever needle felted, and
Yeah.
it was really difficult to put too much facial detail in at that size. Even with my finest detail needles, the fibers of the wool are a set size, so you can only do so much.
Yeah, but you know, I think though we agreed early on that she didn't really even need a lot of facial detail.
Right.
Technically, we just needed to show the scale of the monster against the little girl it was chasing. The scene that inspired our diorama is, of course, a pivotal scene from the classic summer horror flick starring Kevin Bacon.
Yep.
Footloose, I think, right? It's pretty horrible, right? I don't know, I've never seen it. This, by the way, was the second most uncomfortable part of making this diorama.
Yeah.
Making these graboid tongues look like they're wet and slick with monster saliva.
Ew.
You know, I didn't go overboard.
Right.
It's just some gloss varnish. I could have dripped some UV resin on that, but I think they look wet enough, right?
Yeah, me too.
I mean, they're sucking sand all day.
Right.
So the scene we're doing from, it says here, Tremors.
So it is Tremors, not Footloose.
Yeah, I got it wrong. It's Tremors. And the scene we picked happens during one of the many graboid attacks in the movie.
Yeah, the group of survivors had figured out that the underground monsters react to sound. Walking, driving. If you're making a sound on the surface, the graboids can track you.
Scary.
Burrow through the layers of dirt, right up to where you are, then explode out from underground, grab you with their weird wet tongues, and chomp you up.
Yeah, and it's not unlike a Jaws situation, but on dry land.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar to Blood Beach, to be honest.
Yes.
No place is safe.
No.
So in this scene, the survivors are holed up in a general store, and they realize there's a little girl who should be there but isn't with them. Then they see her wearing her headphones, jamming out, listening to music, and pogo sticking down the desert road. Boing, 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 boing.
Making
boing,
noise,
boing,
attracting
boing,
the
boing,
graboids.
boing. Yeah. I don't want to spoil the ending of the scene.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen Tremors, I don't want to spoil it, but
Right.
I mean, who hasn't seen Tremors? I still feel weird about spitting out the ending, but I'll just say that the girl is unaware of the danger. She's unable to hear the people in the store screaming at her to stop bouncing.
Yes.
And in order to attempt to save her, one of the characters, I'm not going to say which one, it's a guy. He's been working so hard, punching his card, and he has to, in order to save her, he has to cut loose. Footloose, you might say, and maybe even kick off his Sunday shoes in order to try to save this girl.
Good cover.
Right?
They'll never figure that out.
Yeah, no spoilers. And this is probably the most uncomfortable part of putting this diorama together.
Yeah.
I made the base body out of Cosclay because I wanted a little give, but it was still a really tight squeeze getting that headpiece into the body cavity.
Oh, yeah.
I was kind of afraid that the sheath might crack or split, and I was kind of nervous you were going to walk in the room and see me doing this and make it super awkward.
It is awkward.
It's a little awkward.
I'm glad I didn't walk in and catch you doing that.
Thanks. Yeah, me too. You and I had an art challenge for our patrons last Christmas, and I thought it might be fun to run another one this summer.
Yeah.
Draw, paint, sculpt, or build your favorite summer horror. Summer's a busy time,
Yes.
but we did have a couple entries. And on top of that, it sparked a lot of fun conversations about summer horror in our Patreon forums.
Yeah, this was really fun from start to finish.
Yeah, so here is this year's Long Lost Friends Studio Patreon Summer Horror Challenge.
Nice, short title.
Thank you. Juan kicked off the challenge with a sculpt of Uncle Creepy from one of my favorite classic horror anthology magazines, Creepy.
Yeah.
He used the Jaws of Death Summer Special to tie it all into our summer horror thing here. In the cover story of that issue, a young couple out sailing are menaced by sharks. Now, as a reminder, fewer than 10 people a year are killed worldwide by sharks.
Nevertheless, they are the definition of summer horror.
Yeah.
I really like Juan's take on Uncle Creepy.
Me too. And I knew sharks would be big this year. It's the Jaws 50th anniversary. And Phil gave us an ink drawing of Mayor Vaughn, the incompetent mayor of Amity Island where Jaws was set.
He wouldn't close the beaches.
He wouldn't close the beaches.
5 people died.
5 people died.
And somehow he got reelected for the sequel.
Nobody deserved to be a shark feast more than this smarmy character.
Yeah.
And Phil captured him perfectly.
Yeah, great job, Phil.
Great Pumpkin digging deep into campground horror with this diorama of Billy Murphy from The Final Girls.
Yes.
Look, if you haven't seen The Final Girls, it's worth a watch.
Definitely.
It's a very meta take on an 80s slasher film where a group of 20-somethings get sucked into an 80s slasher movie and they have to survive until the credits roll.
I really like that movie.
I love it.
And I never hear anyone talking about it.
Same. You know, it has a similar vibe to You Might Be the Killer. Funny, scary.
Right.
But I love this Final Girls Sculpt by Great Pumpkin, and I hope this kind of helps get the word out in the movie.
Yeah, nice work. Why must you beg for attention?
No.
Every second of the day.
No, I'm allowed to contribute. If only to hype Summer of Night by Dan Simmons.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite scary novels. I try to tell people about it all the time. It's a great coming-of-age, kids on bikes fighting evil on summer break story.
No, yeah, it's a spooky book.
It's very scary.
And a creepy drawing.
Yeah, I'm putting together an inking video for Patreon about this one.
Good.
You know, speaking of summer horrors, we did lose an entry this year due to injury.
Yeah.
That's how crazy this challenge is. But yeah, one of our Patreon members who participated before was injured and they weren't able to participate. So get well soon, Grunkle Stew.
Get well soon.
We really missed you this time, so we'll get you next time.
Yes.
Once again, Juan, the hardest working man in our Patreon, works harder than I do, did 2 sculpts.
Yeah.
This second one, another tribute to Jaws, with old Quint going down for the last time in Bruce's belly.
But not only 2 sculpts, 3.
3.
Because he also put that Kintner boy in the shark.
Yeah.
Look at that.
It is horrifying and hilarious.
Yes.
I love this scene in the movie.
Oh, me too.
It's what I drew for the mascot of our challenge this year.
Yeah.
And as horrific as that scene is, this Kintner boy sculpt makes me smile so much.
I really like this one.
What were you saying to me about being attention-seeking?
No, I know. I was working on another project, and it happened to align with the challenge.
Because Creature from the Black Lagoon takes place in the summer.
It's sunny.
Yeah.
It's hot. It's horror. It's summer horror.
And I'll allow it. Plus, Revenge of the Creature is
Oh, yeah.
definitely a summer horror that takes place at an aquarium in Florida.
Right?
So the reason we picked Tremors as our summer horror is because it's set in what I think is maybe the 3rd most popular location for summer horror. Those hot, steamy whistle stops out in the desert, those quiet Midwestern towns broiling under an August sun, maybe a hole-in-the-wall bar or gas station off a dry stretch of road in some sun-baked valley. These arid desert outposts where monstrous things occur.
Right?
And sometimes actual monsters show up to spoil your summer.
Like Tremors, where graboids come up from underground. Or Splinter, where that weird spiky organism infected all those people holed up in a small town diner.
Which is kind of like Feast, where a bunch of strangers in a desert bar have to fight off these strange creatures that showed up out of the dunes.
Monsters in a bar in the desert reminds me of From Dusk Till Dawn.
Exactly. Vampires. Summer horror in the desert. I'm sure there are countless alien abduction movies that begin in some small desert town. And remember, it is a very hot summer in Texas when that chainsaw massacre takes place.
Yes.
Just some kids tooling around in a van and they run smack dab into that family of weirdos.
Right.
The same with the Hills Have Eyes.
Yes.
And I don't know, maybe I'm simplifying this category too much. Maybe you could argue a 4th setting. But maybe I think if you just broadened this category just a little, maybe you could lump in any sort of out-of-the-way tourist trap. Any small town carnival.
Like in the movie Funhouse.
Funhouse, exactly. Like if it's summertime, rest assured, there is a traveling circus or a funhouse or a house of mirrors or a sideshow somewhere where an escaped killer has laid his hands on a clown costume and is planning some sort of chaos.
Yes.
But again, maybe that's its own category.
Yeah.
I don't know. Bottom line is, we cannot do road trips. If summertime horror movies have taught me anything, it's that we cannot do a road trip out west. I mean, or back east, or really anywhere. No woods, no forests, no lakes or rivers, no reservoirs, no beaches, of course, no mountains, no small towns.
Yeah.
No deserts, no local attractions, and no getaways.
We're never leaving this room, are we?
No, not if I can help it, no. All right, we're about done putting this all together. Pogo sticks, pogoing, graboids grabbing.
Yeah.
Let's see how it all turned out.
Okay.
Now remember, no noise, no vibrations. No, Mindy. Stop! Mindy! Get off the phone!
The idea for this diorama was to create kind of a cutaway cross-section of the different layers of earth and gravel and blacktop that the graboid would have to blast up through to get to its victim.
And here's the victim. The pogo stick is made out of wood, metal, and foam. Her Walkman is also foam. The wire is made from, you guessed it, wire.
Ah, clever girl.
And that's watercolor paper holding her headphones on.
And so we don't have to dust it, we built it on a base that already had an acrylic display
Bring it
lamp.
down. Just bring it straight down. Straight down. A little to the left. Okay, now drop it down.
Okay.
Drop it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. To the right. To the
Did I
right.
get it?
Move it to the
Yep.
right.
Okay.
And lock it in. And
Okay.
that's
Yo.
it. There you go.
I'm going to lunch.
Perfect for the desk of that high-powered CEO who has everything he wants and now just buys things to use up his money.
Yes. You know, you can also spin her around, so it looks like she's headed right into the monster's mouth.
Yeah, that'll teach her to listen to music while there's a monster attack.
It's really irresponsible.
Anyway, it was really fun to do a deep dive into all kinds of summer horror.
Yeah.
And we really want to thank the Patreon members who contributed not only to this challenge, but to the discussions and the feedback in the forums.
I really enjoyed everybody's work.
Yeah, me too.
If you want to find out more about our Patreon, the link is in the info. Thanks for watching the video, and we hope the rest of your summer is great.
Yeah, and terrifying.
Yes.
Within reason.
Right.